Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Plus Ones, a series where we take a single card, break down what it does, and explore what it can do. Heroes have changed a lot over the course of their storied history, not only in the number of flavors that they come in, but also how they've been built in the competitive scene. They've run the gamut between Hero Beat, a tempo-oriented strategy revolving around beneficial trades and card economy, Darklaw Protect the Castle build, looking to lock out their opponent at the beginning of the duel and keep it that way, to the modern Hero Link, where our pilots look to break out as many boss monsters as possible to present lethal damage while flexing into cards like Darklaw and Dystopia as needed. And while these hefty heroes have always been a force to be reckoned with, they owe all of their success to their sidekicks. Elemental Hero Neos Alias was supported by a wide range of spells and traps that kept the pressure on your opponent. Darklaw wouldn't make it to the scene if it wasn't for Shadow Mist setting them up for success. And Hero Link's vast array of options would not be possible if not for the efforts of Stratos, Solid Soldier, Ferris, and... well, by now you've probably gotten the point. As good as any individual hero boss is, the theme is largely defined by how good its enablers and extenders are. And I can't think of a better addition to that lineup of second stringer superstars than Elemental HERO Liquidman. Bubbleman's cousin has two different effects, however you can only activate one of them each per turn. First, when normal summoned, Liquidman can special summon a level 4 or lower hero from your graveyard, and there are quite a few outstanding options to choose from. It doesn't just limit you to elemental heroes, so it's probably the most straightforward way to activate the effect of Destiny Hero Disc Commander. This makes Liquidman a great way to get back into games where you're coming up short in card economy. If Disc Commander was used for Fusion Destiny in a previous turn, Liquidman can show up to the party as a +3. And if any of those cards lets you Fusion Summon, you can go right into Sunriser and set up a Miracle Fusion for even more draw power down the line. But, as that's not a particularly useful play as an opener, there are also combos with Vision Hero Ferris. Ferris will usually end its play sequence with an Increase and a Vion on board, using the latter's effect to Foolish Shadow Mist to search a hero, or Malicious for more material. But with Liquid in hand, you get so much more. You can still send Shadow Mist to grave, but instead of using it to search, simply normal Liquidman to summon Mist, and now you have a mask change. If you still want the search for something like Honest Neos, just send Stratos, then summon Liquidman to end on 4 monsters instead of 3. If you're feeling particularly spicy, this even lets you use the part of Stratos' text box that hasn't been read since 2007. Also, its level is rather advantageous if you have the opportunity to go for game with Utopia Double. It won't be the game plan if you have any other enablers, as you tend to lock yourself into Dark Heroes pretty quickly, but all it takes is one simplified game state and a single moment of weakness to net you a wet and wild win. Liquidman's second effect lets you draw 2 cards and discard 1, after it's been sent to the grave or banished as fusion material for a hero fusion monster. Now, the field of fusions that Liquidman is eligible for is rather narrow. Most things you can make with him are easily made with other heroes, but the ones that he can help make open some great options. I unfortunately have to remove Elemental Hero Brave Neos from consideration, because while Liquidman would be an absolute house of an effect to trigger off of Neos fusion, the spell doesn't actually fusion summon the monster it brings out. It's so frustrating. However, as it was likely intended, Liquidman makes incredible fusion material for Sunriser. If you're using Miracle Fusion, you can essentially trade that spell to summon Sunriser, and then Liquidman will trigger its Pot of Greed effect. And if you were able to search a copy of Miracle Fusion with Sunriser's effect, you can just discard that spell to keep the 2 cards that you drew. Gotta love how chainlinks work. Alternatively, you can skip the extra plus by using the same materials to make Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. I especially like this option because it gives something for mask change to do when you're going second. Darklaw isn't going to be doing much against an established field, and likely neither is Anki. However, melting down Absolute Zero into Masked Hero Acid provides an incredible way to open up your opponent for damage. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Has provided a lot of ways to combat this infamous combo since it first saw play, but it does demand that your opponent answer them, lest they be left cardless. Heck, it can even force Dingirsu to detach 2 material, making it a neat way to strip away their defenses, or force your opponent to make some difficult decisions about what to keep. And while we're on the subject, though not directly related to Liquidman, I would be remiss to ignore that the increased uses of Masked Heroes and Miracle Fusion leaves the door open to play Contrast Hero Chaos. It's an eligible target for Miracle Fusion, since it counts as an elemental hero, and it works exactly like Spicy Boy Archfiend. True, that card was good because it was part of a larger play sequence involving guard dragons, but being able to blink a card at quick effect speed is still nothing to sneeze at. Besides, what else are you going to do with all your yarded Masked Heroes? So, all in all, Liquidman proves to be an incredible addition to the hero lineup for all the useful gaps that it fills in. Solid Soldier will likely continue to be a staple card, but grabbing monsters out of the graveyard will be a better effect for longer games as your hand size begins to dwindle. And if your hand ever does get to that point, then this tall glass of water will keep you hydrated. That about wraps it up for this episode of Plus Ones. Do you have any plans for this slick specimen once it arrives in the TCG? There is a big opportunity for rank 4 plays here. It's just a shame that cards like Ferris and Cross Crusader end up cutting off that avenue of playability. However, if you don't plan on running those cards, are there any other rank 4s you plan on using to bolster your lineup? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more coverage of the Magical Hero set. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.